Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with a review of Tenet. We went and saw it yesterday, the first showing at 4 o'clock. The movie theaters are back open. We went to the movie theater. Surfer, how is
it? It was just fucking heinous. It was just a terrible movie, you know? It didn't even make any sense.
Before we get into the movie there, tell them about your theater experience post-COVID. Did you have to wear the mask there?
Well, no, but 2 days before, we'll just start there. I'm sitting down here, and PPP says to me, he goes, "You know, Surfer," he goes, "when we go to see Tenet, we're gonna have to wear a mask." He says they've got this policy. They got this policy at the theaters that you have to wear a mask unless you're eating your popcorn. You know, and I said, "That's fucking retarded, buddy. What are you talking about? We're not gonna wear a mask. We're gonna tell them it's the mark of the beast." Yeah. We refuse to comply and they'll fuck off because they're not going to religiously persecute us. You know, so we fucking walk in, you know, and the woman goes, "Do you need a mask? Where's your mask?" You know? And I don't even have to tell them my batshit fucking schizophrenic take on the mark of the beast.
No, because I just came in and I just go, I'm a youth minister for the Church of Christ.
He's cooked up this elaborate story to tell her. You know? Tell him the elaborate story.
Well, I told him I'm a youth minister for the Church of Christ. I have a religious exemption on those grounds. We believe that a man's not to cover his face or his head in accordance with 1 Corinthians 11 there. And so she was like, "Oh, is he exempt too?" And I go, "Yeah, he's a member of the congregation." So she let us in. We didn't have to wear a mask, you know. So we went in there. And it's fucked up. So the way they've got it set up there now, we didn't even have to buy tickets. We wasted our money. Because they don't even scan your electronic tickets.
I tried to show her my tickets, and she goes, "No, we're not looking at tickets." You know, and it's like, "Are you retarded?" She goes, "We're just doing a head count."
You know, what is that? But they didn't even do a head count. They didn't even do anything. You know, you can just walk in. You can just walk into any theater. It's free. So I'm going to... But it's great. It's wonderful. Like, it's the greatest theater experience I've ever had. Okay?
No, it is nice. They only sit like 6 people to a row of like 25. So, you know, it's like having your own theater, you know? It's really nice.
Yeah, no, it's great, you know? Like, there's like maybe 50 people in the whole auditorium. And they've cracked down on it. So it was good there. Everybody has to take their own trash out. People actually, for the first time, actually took their own trash out.
Well, I always took my own trash out because I'm not black.
Well, no, I
I try to act like a civilized
human being and
throw my trash in the garbage.
I believe you should throw your trash on the ground, piss on the floor.
Oh, I know that.
That's because you create jobs. You know, you're creating jobs for the movie theater
cleaners. Why your couch smells the way it does?
It is what it is there. You know? It is what it is there. We're creating jobs for the people in the movie theater. That's how it is, man. If you take out the trash yourself, would they hire a person to clean the trash from each facility? No. See, that's job creation right there.
Well, you shouldn't create nonsense jobs for the purpose of creating jobs. Like, that's one of the reasons why we pay fucking taxes we shouldn't have to pay, because these bureaucrats just create fucking jobs of filing a million papers to put a fucking hanger on. The reality is you should create jobs that are productive to society.
That is a productive job to society. That's a private sector job that generates profit for the movie theater.
I don't know.
And enriches the customer's experience. How is that debatable? This isn't a government job. It's not a parasitical job. I mean,
well, it's not. It's not like filing 40 reports to hang a fucking hanger. It's not quite that bad, but
there has to be somebody. If
everyone is civilized, you know, like,
then there wouldn't be that job.
Well, we could create a more productive job.
But then Brandon Akey on the football team, buddy, he wouldn't be the manager of the theater. You know, fuck. Anyway, so we went and saw fucking Tenet. Tenet
It was just a really bad movie. We go in and this boomer says to us with his mask on, he goes, "What are you guys going to see?" We say Tenet, and he goes, "Me too." And I go, "I don't really know what it's about." You know, and he goes, "Oh, it's Inception too." You know, like this boomer's just convinced.
He was convinced it was Inception too. He was convinced. So here's the thing about this movie that you're going to notice right away. The sound mixing is fucked. The sound mixing is terrible. It's awful. There's points.
I didn't notice that.
No,
right away. I'm not gonna lie. In the AVX theater, I thought it was all right. You know, I thought the visual and the audio experience was pretty good. Like the action in the movie was good.
Yes.
The movie was good for the action. It's just the premise was completely retarded and nonsensical.
I gotta finish this point because
finish your point.
It's very bad. So the issue is you cannot hear the dialogue in a lot of sections. You cannot hear the dialogue because it's being drowned out by gunshots or it's just mixed improperly. And because of this, half the dialogue is exposition trying to set up this absurd premise. And if you miss any of the exposition, you're fucked. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense because you can't hear the expository dialogue. You can't hear it. So it's fucked. This is my biggest problem with the movie.
I mean, I heard all the dialogue, you know. It was loud enough that I could hear it. It just still didn't make any sense.
So what did the Russian villain say at the end? His motivation for why he needed to flip
the switch? Well, he had prostate cancer.
No, you're not even thinking about the scene I'm thinking about. Because it didn't...
No. Well, what was the scene that you were thinking about in specific?
When he's on the phone and they're in the tunnel, it's that final fight sequence. He's on the yacht and they're in the tunnel and he's explaining to them why it was necessary for him to try and reverse time, and he's trying to justify his position. But you can't understand how he's trying to justify his position because you can't hear the fucking dialogue. You can't hear it. So that pissed me off.
He's trying to fight the people in the future?
No, he's like working for... I don't know, he's trying to fight the people in the future, or is he working for the people in the future? You don't fucking know because you can't hear it.
He's trying to fuck his wife. Like, that's what he said. He's just
no, that's the black guy trying to fuck his wife.
Well, the black guy was also
I'm talking about the Russian guy.
But when he's on the phone, he's talking about how he's going to fuck his wife.
No, not that scene.
As the world ends.
Not that scene.
That's what you said, no. When he's on the phone. He's talking about how he just wants to fuck his wife while the whole world ends and we're all annihilated.
Anyway, say what you were going to say. The action is good, right?
Yeah, no, the action in the movie was good. Like, there was a scene with a plane and everything, and it was really well shot, and it was a good audio and visual fucking experience. It's just, there wasn't really much of a storyline. Like, the storyline was really shitty. The whole plot fucking sucked, and the premise made no sense. Like, Christopher Nolan was just really trying to beat himself off with this fucking, like, premise that's 10 times more complicated than the premise of even Inception.
No, here's the thing, okay?
And with no storyline, but it should be the opposite. There should be fucking, like, an interesting storyline with, you don't need this fucking premise that beats off your penis.
The plot is so simple.
Inception.
The plot is so simple, right?
It's so simple.
Just fucking basic, like, we need to save the world by stopping this guy from uniting the Dragon Balls.
Save this blonde lady so he can bang her. Is really the whole premise.
The whole thing is that he wants to fuck Debicki, this middle-aged fucking woman that a lot of people have the hots for. I really don't have the hots for her.
She's a good-looking woman.
She's a little too old for my taste there, but it is what it is. The black guy wants to fuck her, and that's basically the whole plot of the movie, is the black guy wants to fuck this woman. That's not it, but seriously, it's a very simple plot. It's like, we need to stop this guy from obtaining the 9 Dragon Balls, because once he gets the 9, he gets the 9 Dragon Balls.
Really was it.
Yeah, seriously.
You know.
He gets the 9 Dragon Balls, and then he'll be able to destroy the universe by reversing the flow of time. So we need to stop him from collecting all the Dragon Balls, but we don't even see them collect all 9. There's like 1 Dragon Ball that they end up collecting, and he's already got the other 8. He's already got the other 8 Dragon Balls.
The last.
So this is what we're facing. Then,
there's points where they can like with the fucking whole time travel thing, like what it is that these inverted objects and these inverted people, like they still travel at the same rate but in the opposite direction. So these inverted things travel in the opposite direction. But then somehow simultaneously they can go back in time like a fucking week at one point, or like 40 years at another point, and it just makes all of zero sense. If they're traveling at the same rate, how could they just go back in time 40 years?
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. Now you say, oh, it does make sense. Well, I don't know. I couldn't hear half the fucking dialogue because it was mixed so fucked. I couldn't hear half the shit that they were trying to say that was super important.
Buddy, I got
that might have explained how fucked it was. I could hear all
of the dialogue, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You couldn't have. It was fucking impossible. The shit was muffled. It was fucked up. The opening sequence I thought was really good.
Yeah, the action was really good.
There's some really cool set pieces. The plane sequence is good. The boat sequence is pretty cool. The final battle sequence is fine. It's not the greatest though. They're trying to play it up like this is as good as Inception or The Matrix, but it's not. And the thing about The Matrix and Inception is, the premises are easy enough to explain. Like the premises are simple. They're not this convoluted and fucked up where it just doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sorry, even Interstellar made a lot more sense than this movie. Straight up. This movie is fucking fucked. People will try and say, oh, you just didn't get it, you were pleb filtered. Well, it's not my fucking fault.
No, it actually didn't make sense. I got it. It is nonsensical.
It was nonsense. And the thing about it is, all the characters are fucking, super shallow, one-dimensional, very generic characters. Do you know what I mean? None of these characters are memorable at all. Michael Caine has one scene in the movie. Michael Caine shows up. I thought he had a good scene. The restaurant scene.
I don't know who Michael Caine is.
The butler from The Dark Knight.
Oh, it was Albert.
Alfred, yeah.
Yeah, Albert.
Albert, the butler that Batman has. Albert, yeah. Oh, fuck. So Michael Caine has a scene there, and it was... Michael Caine has a scene in the restaurant. It's pretty good, where he's like this British snob, and he tells him Brooks Brothers isn't good enough. And the thing of it is as the movie was unfolding in this part, I didn't expect the Russian guy to end up being the main villain of the movie, but he did.
And that's it. The storyline, the plot was really simple. It should have gone from the Indian bitch to the Russian guy to the next level,
Yeah.
It should have done that, but it didn't. It just beat off for 3 hours at the fucking Russian guy.
Yeah, I just didn't understand. And okay, so it's we never learned what Tenet means. At the beginning, he's told, by the CIA handler, you do this and you say Tenet.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
Why?
They don't say Tenet. I don't understand why the word Tenet is included. Maybe just because it's one of those words that's spelt the same way backwards.
Forwards and backwards. Well, that's what it is. It's like a palindrome.
When he does this with his hands, it's because his fingers are pointing in both directions, but they're also intertwined to show how that both the regular people and the inverted people are intertwined in the same reality. They're just going in two different directions.
So, King Europe 1 says the main antagonist's motivation for being bad was because he's evil and has cancer. But no, he was trying to explain his motivation at the end there. I just couldn't hear him over the fucking deafening... And Nolan's taking these auditory cues from The Dark Knight Rises with the tribal chanting, kind of this is the. You could hear that in the soundtrack of this movie. He basically took The Dark Knight Rises and the Inception soundtrack, he mashed them both together and made them more generic, and that was the soundtrack he provided us.
There was there was some cool, like, cinematic stuff. Like, there's one fight scene where the black man's fighting himself, you know, but he's fighting his inverted self, you know, and I'm pretty sure at the initial time they played that scene when he's the regular black man, they just took the exact same scene and played it in reverse for the inverted black man, you know, and he's having, it's sort of cool how they did that,
No,
you know, they did do a good job.
Again, there's some
with
good
that.
action
It's just,
scenes.
it didn't really make sense. Why did the black man fire 8 bullets at himself?
Doesn't make sense.
You know?
The cinematography is good. The way everything is shot looks excellent. The locations they're at are all real locations. Like the Vietnam yacht location is really cool. I like the windmills in the ocean scene sequence. I thought that looked really nice.
The windmills in the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cool, buddy. They got windmills in the ocean.
Well, I thought the way the shot was
Yeah.
composed was excellent. I really liked that. The cinematography was good. The action was good. The storyline's just piss poor. And the thing is if there was no expectations on this movie, if this was just somebody else's movie, and it wasn't a Nolan movie and promised to save Hollywood and all this shit,
it still wouldn't have been very good, but it wouldn't have been as bad.
It wouldn't have been as disappointing. You know, you wouldn't have felt disappointed. Like, I felt disappointed and ripped off. I have to say, this is probably the worst movie Nolan has done. I gotta say, it's the worst movie he's done. All the Batman movies, including The Dark Knight Rises, are better. Inception's way better than this movie. Interstellar is better than this fucking movie. I never went and saw Dunkirk because to me it seemed way too generic. I've seen enough World War II movies. I don't care how accurate it is. I don't care how grand the scope is and the scale. I never bothered with Dunkirk. A lot of people really like it, but fuck it, I just don't care. Tenet was loathsome. It wasn't very fucking good. Now,
no, I'd give it a 3.7.
I don't know. I'd give it probably a 4 or a 5.
No, buddy, it doesn't deserve a 4.
It
you
does.
know, all it had was the action scene.
Oh, there were some
you know,
good
and they
scenes.
could do
There was
that
just
with any movie in special effects now. It was just a terrible movie. I'm being generous by giving it a 3.7.
well, a lot of the stuff that was done was practical, and I thought it looked good. But the main problem with this movie is the dialogue. It's all exposition. They don't sound like normal people. Like, the fucking bitch uses detritus in the middle of a conversation. Like, it's the detritus of a world war. And then we never really learn about what this world war is going to be.
Well, it's the people in the future are trying to invert reality so that the future never happens.
But
why would they
want this? Why would they want this? Like, it was supposed to be I thought at one point they said it was because of global warming and they ruined the planet, the people in the past. So they were trying to
I don't know, but yeah, no, it turns out in the end, the final scene, the black guy ends up saving the blonde woman from getting shot by the Indian woman. And that's the whole premise of the movie. The whole reason they went on this elaborate mission to save the world from inverted time and ending was so the black man could save the white woman.
No, but
is really what happened. And in the end, that's what happened. They did this pincer on time, this 40-year time pincer, so this black man could save this woman. You know, and that's really the whole how it ended up. That's the last scene of the movie. I gave it away.
No, but you missed the amazing twist that Robert Pattinson was the black man's son all along.
No, he wasn't. He was the fucking Russian guy's son.
Yeah, the Russian guy's son all along. He was the kid. That was the epic twist
I
there.
don't think it actually says that, though.
No, I think that's just some fucking
TV.
Schizophrenic fucking guy on the television and film board who's trying to cope. And he's like...
No, it's not BLM the movie, but I forgot to bring this up to you yesterday. There is that fucking ad. There's a movie coming out called Judas and the Black Messiah about the Black Panthers and how great they were.
Yeah, we saw that trailer. I don't know. I liked Black Klansman despite the propaganda stuff that was in it.
Yeah, but
So
Black Klansman is pretty jokes, right? Like, Judas and the Black Messiah is just full Black Panther, buddy.
I don't know about that. We'll have to see. I mean, I thought that Black Klansman was going to be similar to how you're describing Judas and the Messiah or whatever, and then it turned out different. You just don't know until you actually watch it what the vibe of the movie is going to be like.
Go see Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas, I don't know if we're going to go see.
Theater, buddy.
It won't be playing in the AVX, I can promise you. It'll be playing in some fucking shithole. It'll be playing in Theater 11 or 3. It'll be playing in 3, the smallest one.
Well, what
That's
is
the
it
fucking
about? Like
theater.
this evil white cop that like convinces this black criminal to infiltrate the Black Panthers while the Black Panthers are committing terrorism. You know,
well, isn't
and
that
then
a good
fucking
thing?
he Judases them. And he shouldn't have Judas the Black Panthers because the Black Panthers are the best organization in the world.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Robert Pattinson was pretty good in this movie, though. I thought Pattinson did a good job. He didn't have a whole lot to work with because the dialogue was shit, and they didn't really give any depth to his character. It was never really explained how he knew him in the future or how the fuck that worked. Like, Pattinson was traveling back through time.
Yeah, so the whole time, Pattinson was traveling back in time. Well, this guy was traveling forward in time so that they could save this white bitch and the black man could bang her. Is the whole fucking idea, the whole plot to the movie.
What a disaster. What a disaster. So yeah, Nolan fucked up, guys. Don't waste your time or money going to see it. Trust me, you may as well. You're better off watching Inception again or watching Interstellar again. Don't watch this fucking movie. Don't support it. Fuck the theaters. Let them go bankrupt. Fuck this movie. It's not going to make $700 million. I can promise you this. This movie is not fucking making its money back. People are going to go see it once, and they're going to be fucking confused. They're not going to see it a second time. The only way they can try and save this shit is to be like, oh, well, you just didn't understand it the first time. You have to go see it again.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie a second time in my life in the theaters.
Well, I have.
Oh, I just don't. Actually, I might have seen like the Pokemon 2000 movie when I was 6 in theaters like 2 times.
Do you know, I saw John...
That's it. That's the only
one.
It's the Pokemon 2000.
I saw John Carter 12 times in the cinema. You know, John Carter...
No, buddy.
John Carter is fucking Kino as fuck. John Carter, high-level shit. Such a shame we never got a sequel to John Carter. I saw Batman vs. Superman, I think, 5 times in the theater. Maybe 5, 6 times. I was personally trying to, with John Carter, buy enough tickets to not make it a flop, but unfortunately I couldn't save the fact that it had a $250 million budget with an equivalent amount of marketing, and it was fucked. You bought out the whole theater. You know, it's actually feasible to do that now, because there's only 50 tickets. It'd only be like $600 to buy the whole theater. Then you just don't have to deal with anyone. So... But that's just about it. I mean, you got anything else really on Tenet? I mean,
no, that's about it. And I couldn't review Pokemon 2000 at this point either because I haven't seen it since I was 6 years old. You know, I just remember there was fucking like Mewtwo and fucking Mew, and I thought it was really cool when I was 6 years old.
No, I will say one more thing.
2 times.
I did like the Russian villain. I thought he was cool, but I didn't think he should be the main villain. Like, I thought he was a good, like, side character. Like, he was a real bastard, like, the way he was, like, beating his wife.
He said he was going to cut the black man's throat open vertically and then cut his balls off and put his balls in his throat for fucking his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking based.
Well, it was sort of based.
Yeah, I mean,
he fucking, like, puts his fucking cufflinks in the holes on his belt to beat his wife.
No, there was no sequel bait. There won't be a sequel to this movie, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a self-contained movie. There were no references to Inception that I could tell. It's not connected to Inception or Interstellar or any of his other movies.
It wasn't connected to Inception at all. It's just a retard boomer take, you know. The guy honestly thought it was the sequel to Inception, you know.
What do you mean there was sequel bait, King Europe? What did you see that was going to bait you into the sequel? Like, I don't think there was going to be fucking a sequel to it at all. It connects to Dunkirk. That's right, Robert Pattinson is actually... He stormed the beaches of Normandy.
It was just a really bad movie. Like, I would even redo my rating of it to 3.4. Because I think 3.7.
Well, you know what? Now I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 now.
Are you?
What a fucking keynote.
What a contrarian.
What a keynote. No, 1918 or 1917 or whatever the fuck it was called. It sucked penis. I passed out in the theater during it. So boring and fucking lame there.
But it was nice going back to the movie theater and getting some popcorn, you know, and fucking...
Yeah. It was good to tell them all to get
fucked. A popcorn for $38.
It's not $38.
Well, by the time you get the drink and the fucking and the bag of candy, it's $38.
No, it's not $38. It was like $23.
Well, that's what I mean, buddy. It's $23.
What are you? It's the movie theater.
Popcorn.
Okay, if you were just to get the popcorn, like I was gonna do, it's like $9 to get the popcorn with butter. But that's not good enough.
Eat a large thing of popcorn with no drink.
Yes.
You're not gonna get a dry.
I always do that. I always do that. Thirsty. I never am thirsty and I never have a problem. But other people will look at me fucked if I don't get the drink with it. Like Surfer was like, "What, are you not gonna get the drink?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "We gotta do it."
No, instead he just gets the triple fucking layered butter.
Bullshit. I got the normal layered butter. You scumbag. You're just railroading me now. You also got the layered butter because
but
why
not
wouldn't
the
you?
Triple layered
I did not get
butter.
triple layered butter. If I had, I would have said so. Now I have gotten double layered butter before on the popcorn.
Oh man.
And it's fine. But the problem is at the bottom, the butter starts to pool up and it's kind of fucked up there at the bottom. So I just get the normal layered butter there. You know, you don't get the triple butter.
You don't drink it for your drink?
No, Surfer, no! You gotta drink the butter. Drink the fucking butter. And that's how you get the Chad phenotype like I have. This is what a fucking real European man looks like.
Oh,
a real king there. How big is the Coke? Well, here's one thing I gotta complain about. The movie theaters have decreased the size of the large soda. Why they have done this, I don't understand. They've also eliminated refills on the soda and the popcorn, which is...
No, you gotta pay another $23.
Yeah. Like, fuck off. You know, the reason they had to eliminate it is people like my brother would go into the trash and he would fish out a popcorn bag. And he would.
No, Croc wouldn't do that.
He did do that. Croc used to go in. He used to go into the garbage and he would fish out the bag and he would go get it refilled and then he would eat it. Now, the trick he started to do was...
That's disgusting.
What he would do later is because I called him out on it. So what he would do is he would take it out from the trash. He would go up to them and he'd be like, "Hey, can I get a fresh bag for this stuff? Like, can I get this refill? But can I get a fresh bag?" And he put the R on it. And so that's what he would do, and that's how he would justify. So people like Brado would do that, and so that's why they had to take away the refills on popcorn and drinks and shit like this.
Well, no, it doesn't confirm that PPP is Ethan Ralph, but that is real trash burger tier stuff that his brother does.
Well, that's what he would do.
I don't think PPP would quite go that far, but that is real
No, but this is what he would do. I'd be like, just pay the fucking money. Just pay. Like, why would I pay when it could have it for free? You know, that's how he thinks. That's how he thinks, you know. You didn't give a shit if it was... Be like, so what if people are fuck? Because that's how he defends
That's fucking disgusting.
Like, so what if people ate out of it, man? So what?
Well, not just that, but it's been in the garbage with like God knows what else is in the garbage.
Well, he wasn't. Wouldn't you just do that? Like if he saw. So what he would do is
like
we would be sitting.
He just got tampons and.
We would be sitting in the theater.
Crocs fucking popcorn.
We would be sitting in the theater, okay,
You know?
and he would like scope out the girls in the theater that were eating popcorn, and if they left their bag, he would go and pick up the girl's bag.
Oh, I thought
popcorn.
you were gonna say he'd go down and offer them some of his popcorn.
No, he would go and he would scout out like the female's
pick 'em
popcorn bag, and he would take it because he said that one would be more clean, because it was a girl eating it. This is the sort of shit that Croc does. Like, Croc is honestly the most Jewish man I know. The most Jewish man I know, really. He is. He really is. The movie is not on torrent yet. Crooked Croc. Press 1 if what Croc did by fishing out the fucking popcorn out of the garbage is based. Press 2 if it's cringe. Again, 1 if it's based, 2 if it's cringe.
Well, 3 if it's just absolutely
There's
disgusting,
a lot of ones.
you know? Just fucking abhorrent, you
Yeah,
know?
you forgot the
Both
Pizza Hut
morally
King.
and fucking sanitationally.
I'm just glad to see fucking King Europe fucking be here again. It's been months and months since King Europe was here. It's based that he's back. He was on this channel when we had like 40 fucking viewers. Couldn't fucking get anybody to watch it, but he used to watch this autistic shit. So it's pretty based. But yeah, fucking Tenet, worst Nolan film yet. Maybe if I watch it 5 times, I can brainwash myself into liking it.
Well, it still doesn't make sense. Like, there's pieces of it that make sense when it talks about, like, opposite fucking molecules colliding and annihilating each other.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense, right?
But we never actually see that happen.
But, like, the rate that they can just travel back in time to arbitrary fucking points, even though they go at the same rate, like, things like
So
that.
think
don't
about
make
this.
sense.
So when you get inverted, it inverts your lungs. So you have to wear an oxygen mask to breathe. But think about it. If it would invert your lungs, wouldn't it invert all sorts of other shit? Like, how is your system even going to survive?
Your skin doesn't just fucking separate because it's fucking in tune with the fucking atmosphere, right? Like, your skin is chemically fucking evolved to deal with the atmosphere. So if you inverted that, wouldn't it do the same thing as if you weren't breathing the inverted air? But they touch the air with their skin.
Wouldn't your heart invert? Was somebody
And
asked?
you could say that we're overthinking it, but like if you actually tried to follow the premise of the movie, like there's no such thing as really overthinking what Christopher Nolan is trying to do.
No, but think about it. Like, so if you're getting an inverted, so remember that scene where it's the car chase scene and the inverted car is coming after them, and he's wearing the oxygen mask, and he has the blonde woman. She's inverted in that scene, but she's not wearing an oxygen mask. How does that make it?
Yeah, it's
that
just
doesn't make sense. But the premise is fucking retarded. It doesn't work. Maybe I miss the dialogue over the that explains why this all makes sense. No, when they invert, they look the fucking same.
You know, there's one part where they bungee jump up into this onto this balcony.
In like Mumbai, India.
Yeah, and they create a bunch of tension in the bungee with like this crank, and like things like that make sense.
Well,
it's sort of cool to see.
Like, they ask what causes the inversion there. I don't really know.
No, what it is, they go into this fucking this
like machine
that spins. It spins, and that's how it inverts them. It's connected to 2 rooms, and one room is the inverted reality, and the other room is the regular reality. and they walk into the door, and it spins them into the other one.
Who set up?
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
But who set up these machines? Where did these machines come from? Like, what?
And the whole thing is, if they bring the 9 Dragon Balls together, well, it's gonna fucking allow people to invert time, and once things get too inverted, then the future will never happen, because everything, the inverted entropy will take over. But if that's the case, why wouldn't these machines do the same thing?
Do you know?
You know,
I don't.
Makes all of zero
I don't
sense.
fucking get it. Like, what makes the algorithm like? So there's some sort of algorithm that does this, but like, why do you need the physical pieces of the algorithm? Couldn't you just use the numbers of the algorithm? Why do they need these 9 Dragon Ball fucking pieces to come together?
That screw together. They screw together. You know, like, fuck.
It's just shit. It's shit. I cannot believe that they fucking tried to sell this as some fucking masterpiece. I'm sure a lot of critics are gonna suck its penis there, but like the average person is gonna be so fucking confused. And again, I don't think I'm a total dipshit or a dummy. I don't think Surfer's a dummy either. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand. Help me. Help me out. Somebody fucking sit me down and explain how any of this makes any sense. Like, the actual physics of it makes 0 sense. I'm not a fucking physics major like Surfer. But even I was calling bullshit on a lot of this.
Well, I don't think you're a big dummy either, buddy.
You know? What the fuck is this fucking shit? People, you're a fucking idiot. You didn't understand the masterpiece. Well, Lin Zhu, just turn off your brain, bro. But the thing of it is, they're telling you not to turn off your brain with this movie. That this is some sort of fucking intellectual masterwork that you need to work to comprehend. So you're not supposed to turn off your brain. You're supposed to think about it. But the more you think about it, the shittier it becomes.
The less sense it makes.
The less sense.
It actually didn't make any sense.
It just doesn't. That's the bottom line. It doesn't make sense. We were ripped off and we were scammed. Scammed again.
But it was nice going to the movie theater and getting some fucking $38 popcorn.
Somebody says it's for the Reddit audience. I don't even think Redditors are gonna like this movie. I think even the people on Reddit who like worship Inception and think that The Prestige is the greatest movie ever made or whatever the fuck, even those people are gonna look at this and be like, this is shit. The characters suck, the dialogue is flat, and it's all exposition. The action scenes are good, but they're nothing new. They're not like The Matrix was, or even what Inception was. This whole gimmick of like the inversion and the reversal of time and buildings coming back together, it's not as impressive as Nolan thought it was. It's nowhere near as impressive as he must have thought it was. That's basically the big fan.
Well, it was cool seeing the explosions happen in reverse and the building, like, destroy and undestroy, you know? It was sort of cool.
It was cool. It just wasn't as cool as
it didn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't know. That's it. We've gone on too long. But it was good seeing you guys there.
Yeah.